What's up, guys? Welcome back to Reclaim Games. As you guessed from the title, we're going to be talking about the Division 2 today. That's right, got my hands on the beta. It was one of those stupid betas where you have to pre-order the game to get access, but yeah, I went ahead and did that on Amazon, and I'll probably end up canceling because who knows. But anyways, got to play the beta. I played probably 3 to 4 hours or so. So I'm just going to give you some hands-on impressions. So I'm going to be frank and start it off with this beta was just not well put together in terms of technical stuff. There were so many issues happening in terms of I had issues just connecting in general, but then on top of that there were major texture pop-ins, all kinds of glitches. I'd had enemies that wouldn't be walking, they'd just be floating, floors dropping out. Yeah, and the texture pop-in was the worst. So it took some, I mean, there were times when it just never happened. I was waiting. I would sit there and wait for a good 30 seconds to a minute, and the textures still were not there, and I'd just be like, all right, time to move on. So yeah, just like for a game that I think comes out in like a month, if I'm not mistaken, not great, not kind of scary, but luckily those are all problems that can be ironed out. But in terms of what I actually did get to play, and you know, that wasn't completely glitchy or messed up, I actually had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The shooting is, you know, it's all pretty similar in terms of what you're actually doing gameplay wise to the Division 1. But they did change up. Obviously you're in the DC area now, and you're not in Manhattan anymore, so you know, the kind of samey environments and everything aren't really there. There's a lot of lush greens here. There's some, you know, swampy areas. Obviously there's city areas. I don't know, it just the environment's a lot more appealing, I think, so far to me. In terms of combat, it's really great. The shooting feels pretty good. There's like, so I was kind of an idiot and I screwed up. There's abilities you get early, like fairly early on, that you could assign to an ability bar. I didn't realize you had to actually assign them after you unlock them. So I was like, I would unlock them and I was like, why can I not use this ability? And it was making me so mad. I thought it was just another glitch. But yeah, it turns out no, you have to actually assign it to your ability bar. Yeah, there's some skills to go along with the regular shooting. In terms of the RPG stuff and like, do the enemies feel like bullet sponges? Actually, not really. No, compared to the first game, I felt like they were dropping them much quicker. If you can put a few headshots into somebody, I mean, they would go down in a few seconds. Of course, bosses and like harder enemies, elite enemies, are gonna have, you know, bullet sponge health bars, and you're gonna have to just, you know, unload like 2 or 3 clips into these people, you know, or whatever it may be. That's just the nature of a game like this, of an RPG. Like, it's numbers based, so they're gonna have higher numbers to take down, and your guns are gonna do the same amount of damage, so just gonna have to shoot longer. That's the way it works. But it was not prevalent in this beta at all, at least from what I saw. It was very much more realistic, at least in the Division 1 enemies. I was like, a few headshots, they were down. I enjoyed I didn't get to use the drone, unfortunately, but I did use the little seeking mine that you put on the ground. That was awesome. It took me a minute to figure out how to do that, but you can just like throw it and it'll explode and go straight to him, or you can like call it out and it follows you around like a dog, and then you can like tell it who to attack. It's awesome. In terms of the actual, I actually really enjoyed, there was a lot of side quests going on. In terms of content, this beta was huge. This is one of the largest betas I think I've ever been a part of. Like I said, I played 4 hours probably, and I felt like I didn't even scratch the surface of what I could have done. I mean, I felt like I could have just kept going, and I heard people played longer, like, and still felt that way, like 6 and 7 hours. So yeah, so there was a ton of stuff to do. The side content though, I was actually having a good time with it. It was a little bit more meaningful, and like you could get some good loot off of it, get some good supplies. It tied back well with what you were doing. A lot of it was like side quests kind of branching off of a main quest sort of thing. From what I noticed, it was like, oh, help this person out and help this person out, and then you can recruit them back and they'll help you out, you know, and all this cool stuff. So in terms of repetition though, this is one of those games, the Division 1 specifically for me was one of those games that just got old. I just fell out of it. Like, I'm pretty sure I never beat it, just because it was like, it was that samey Manhattan environment, and then on top of that, that gameplay loop can get old if they don't, you know, throw something in there to make it more interesting. And the other thing that it's relying on, I think, is having people to play with, having friends to play with. These kind of games are only going to be fun so long if you're playing solo. So for the Division 1, I had like 1 or 2 friends that I played with, but most of my friends didn't have a next-gen console at that point. It was still fairly early on in the console lifetime, so lifespan. So yeah, most of my friends didn't have it. So now all the friends that I really do play with are on PS4, and I think we'll have a lot more fun with the Division 2. It's hard to say how repetitive it's gonna get, but we'll just have to wait and see with these kind of things. Yeah, because I mean, from a beta, there's not really a lot I can tell you about how repetitive it's gonna get. That'll just have to happen naturally in the game's lifespan. So we'll see. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up my impressions. Let me know what you guys think if you're excited for the Division 2. And until next time, guys, keep fucking that chicken.